Alright, welcome back to Cross Channel, and let's continue where we left off. Miki was surprised.
よく掃除をしていたとご存知で見てました？
Crap. Diary information, top secret. Is there a reason to keep it secret?
内緒とは
Never mind. Personal stuff. No. I'll keep it to myself for a while. I'm supposed to sexually harass her here. I'm quite active. What should I do? Oh, wait. I forgot to load. Okay, I have the stuff. Harass inside. Okay, stay true to the original. If memory serves. As I walked down the hallway, Miki was doing some cleaning. My hand shot like lightning, aimed at Miki's butt, yet I merely grazed her, failing to grasp her body. Until now, Miki always been sluggish and easy to touch. This is a great situation, Mr. Principal. But seeing my pupil become more skilled does make me happy. That day, she'll surpass her master draws near. Her butt like lightning. Even so, I don't know the little deals from that diary. Yeah! An enthusiastic shout, along with a hand extension. Miki's eyes flashed. Our four hands folded together.
天柱でござる天柱でござるぞ
He had just barely enough strength to rival me. Please understand that these fingers must graze that butt.
わかりませぬそのようなよまいごとこの幹にはとんとわかりませぬ
Be at ease. I need only graze, not actually grab.
わけのわからぬことを
Just barely. This is a graze situation, Mr. Principal. Since this is going nowhere, I abandoned my plans.
校長
Okay, I get it. I'll stop. I untied my hands.
相変わらずのご乱心ぶりで
It was on a subtle lookout for me. I'd raised her into a girl with no openings. You've improved.
いえいえ
I used to fondle that butt all the time. But now, it's not even something I can easily touch anymore.
いえいえいえ
But seeing my pupil become more skilled does make me happy. The day you'll surpass your master draws near. Here text.
さっきからどうも妙なことを口走っておられますな
Don't worry about it. I just love the status quo. She was fed up. But she soon smiled.
ほんと相変わらずでこんなことになってるのに
You can say that, but there aren't any corpses. They just literally disappeared. It doesn't feel real at all.
ですね
I don't see any dogs or cats, and even the cicadas aren't making any noise. If all the microorganisms inside the human body disappear, wouldn't that be bad?
体内のは無事なんじゃないですか
You're right.
すっごくいい加減な事態であるとか
What do you mean? Miki joined her hands as if praying and brought them up to her chin while thinking. It was cute. That's a good habit.
どうも例えば夢を見ているとか
That it was all a dream ending? That's rather depressing.
憂鬱になりますね
Oh, a comrade. The fact that it doesn't feel very real certainly makes it dreamlike. My prediction is this. The FS phenomenon.
フライングシャ
Oh, seriously, what the hell is FS? I mean, I have no idea, man.
シャーベットですか
Wrong.
フライングシャーレ
A flying petri dish. Regrettably wrong.
フライングシャーロキアン
Holmes? The Japanese wrestling style baretsu he knew is a martial arts that even I admit was amazing.
実在してましたか
It and karate are the two greatest martial arts.
どちらも全然聞いたことないんですけど
Because they're meta arts. They can only defeat an opponent who has fulfilled specific requirements.
ゴミぶどうじゃないですか。
If you investigate the game, you can reach meta. I got excited.
そんなもんですか。
Specific opponents are absurdly strong, though many of them are life forms not found on Earth. Miki's karate is also coming together.
ずっと叩き込まれてきたこれは空手とかいうわけのわからん格闘技だったとですか。
There was no need to say incomprehensible.
ショックを受けました。
Yes.
フライングシャイ。
The conversation suddenly returned. An embarrassing flying person. That'll be really funny as a painting.
で結局 FS 現象というのは
Sorry, it was SF phenomenon. My mistake. I still have no idea what SF means. After being completely and utterly fooled, she made an expression that was hard to figuratively describe. It's a slightly mysterious phenomenon.
ああもういいです。その時点でわかりました。
Hondo?
要するにわからんなーということですよね。
Science is powerless. Oh, science fiction. Okay, maybe. No, I'm guessing SF. Okay, SF means science fiction. Okay, whatever. The Love's print stamp sign rally. I wonder how many Miki Miki has collected.
はい、ミキミキです。サインをもらうのは久しぶりです。
Not since summer break. I took her notebook, her mate book. There's a lie going around that the mate book got its name from the pleasure that the founding principal was said to receive from a famous soap opera. Her notebook was filled up with my graffiti. I recorded a new signature on the blank page. You'll get an amazing service after the 20th.
エッチないたずらなんだろうな。
Did you say something?
いいえ。
Now, this should be it for the norm. Right. You have enough to eat?
はい、全然平気です。手料理と言いますとちとあれなのですが。
Bree smile. So, your lunches have been canned food.
まさに食パンと缶詰です。
What an impoverished lunch. Give her a sandwich. Nice. There's no choice. I'll give you this. I took out the wrap sandwich from my taichu
こ
bag.
れは
It has been said in myths that this was eaten between sand and a witch.
サンドイッチですか。
She got the jump on me. Ugh, that's right.
怒られている。
Take it.
いいんですか。先輩のご飯では。
I can procure any amount. There's enough for two, so eat it with Kirichin.
ありがてえのですが、その。
When you asked her earlier, she declined.
うおー、この人は人類死滅してもまだキリチンいじりを。
Miki was shaking. I'm not one to change due to humanity's annihilation. I informed her in the tone of a monologue.
さすがヤングメン。
Young man, I'm a young adult candidate. Don't make that mistake.
違いわからんです。
Young adults are those mostly manly of men, among those who know both bitter and sweet. Sumari, the ideal adult I aim to become. Works so as to be admired by subordinates, and the super elite who daunts even his superiors. And then on the weekend he has a beach adventure, where he forgets about the fighting in town, then silently reads a Byron anthology and his study at night while sipping cognac.
少女に対してだけでなく、将来の自分にまで幻想を持ってましたか。
Do not compliment me so much, Miki.
ミッキーです。褒めてません。
Well, for now, I'm still a candidate, just a bud. When the fire blooms, even Kirichin will.
醜いアヒルの子は大抵醜いまま大人になるんですよ。
She said, smiling. How cruel! I fell down in tears, even though I need Miki to live.
よしよし、泣かないでください。
Anyway, tonikaku. Go and make Kirichin eat that sandwich by saying it was handmade by Miki.
いただいておいてこんなこと言うのもなんですが、媚薬とか入ってないですよね。
She mistrusted me so much that it felt so much it felt good.
そろそろ行きます。
Okay.
あ、そうです。
As Miki walked away, she turned
ミ
around.
ミ先輩、部活再開したって知ってます？
Oh, the one with the antenna. I had to pretend I didn't know. That's different from not the active piece maintenance. From the active light maintenance club Tomoki's doing?
いや、放送部の、ほら、ラジオ局の。
Yeah, the one using some kind of community FM channel.
です。
Didn't a lot of stuff happen to cancel it?
アンテナ組み立ててましたよ。
Wow, that's dangerous. Not just because it's been left unfinished before.
形使ってよちよちやってました。
Swing.
そんくらい危なっかしかったんです。
Ah, so it was a joke after all.
でしょうね。
We looked at each other and laughed weakly.
お互い頑張って生きていきましょう。
Indeed.
自分が可愛いですしね。じゃ。
Miki threw up one hand as she left. Still, Bokatsu. I pushed the door open. There was a resistance. It was being pushed from the other side. Pushed strongly. On the far side of the door, there was a little turbulence. It was the wind. The antenna was taking shape. A lot of tuning was needed for directionality and wavelength and so on. But I don't have that knowledge. Senpai wasn't an expert, but I think she studied it. That senpai wasn't here. Tools, step ladder, books, an empty bag of bread blown around by the wind. Only traces of her work were left. So I guess she's not working 24 hours a day. Wow, this is the first time we got here without her here. So this is a rare scene. I looked at the antenna, a tall structure, open to its surroundings. Apparently you just need the right environment to send out EM waves. It's a strictly local radio broadcast called Community FM. That's not a low enough goal for a school club to aim for. But the favorable location and the history of the Gunjo Institute and the goodwill of the interested local people, those things tied together into this. The preparations still continued, but due to a certain incident with loose ends, it had become rather indefinite. The antenna was delivered, but then left alone for a year. Those were the circumstances. Most likely, the items requested for Gunjo FM were filled with hopes and dreams for healthy young boys and girls. Sorry, but Gunjo is no such thing. You could say the result was all right. Misato Senpai plans to send an SOS. She said that on Sunday night, after we split up and confirmed that humanity had disappeared. Since the antenna had some altitude, an attempt to complete it so we can send a dispatch was certainly lacking in a sense of realism. Honestly, I thought Senpai was falling apart. Fleeing makes people weaker. And Senpai was weak enough to begin with. Behind me, I turned to face her. Hello there, Senpai.
ハローです。どうしました？
I came to see how things were going. Senpai smiled softly.
そうでしたか。
I haven't come here for a while, but it's quite a ways long.
結構前からコツコツとやってますから。
Yes. After the broadcasting club broke down naturally, Senpai's done everything on her own. The lunch break DJ, various broadcasts, everything. No one helps her anymore. Kitty started being hostile toward me. Tomoki started avoiding his sister. Miki started smiling nervously. Toko started ignoring me. Splendid rubble. Only Sakuraba didn't change. As always, he never showed up. Although I hung around Senpai despite all that, she refused my help. Is that so?
びっくりしましたね。
I'd bet.
人が一斉にいなくなるなんて。
It's quiet.
すごく静かです。
Where were you?
ちょっとお腹が空いたので。
It's midday. Were you able to find any good food?
ああ、家に戻ってました。食べ物は特に不自由してないですし。
Ah, you cut school. The president. Bucho was cutting.
違いますよ。これはサボりではありません。
Saburi. She became worried. Senpai values the rules highly. Suspension. That's suspension.
停学は嫌。履歴に傷が。
Suspension! Suspension!
停学はダメです。
We frolicked together. This was the shortest distance between any of us right now. For lunch, I found that I didn't want to eat here after all.
Yo, Taichi.
It was Karipan Sakuraba. You really like the super hot Karipan here. Humanity is annihilated, yet you're still eating Karipan.
やらんぞ。
Don't need it. Iranai.
これを食い尽くしたら、もう食い納めだしな。
His expression clouded. Behind him, cases filled with bread were stacked up in the tower. When were these delivered?
昨日じゃないか？
Yesterday. For at least half the day, they were selling bread. This place basically functions as a dining hall, weekends and holidays aside. Even during the opening ceremony, bread was being delivered. That's right. Sumari, until yesterday, the world was being properly maintained. Even so, there's not so much. The number of cases wasn't even a tenth of the usual.
始業式で半ドンだからだろ。
Even so, it's not so much.
それに俺は人類が滅亡したとは思っていない。
What did you say?
おそらく市民全員でかくれんぼをしているんじゃないか。
That's delusion. It's a delusion. Don't use the word predict. Isn't that a theory you just thought up?
手厳しいやつめ。
Don't make that satisfied smile.
だが気にすることはない。時間が経てばみんな戻ってくるはずだ。俺の計算によるとな。
I may be carefree too, but you're carefree down to the cellular level, aren't you? Where's this guy in the same place as all these wounded boys and girls? I'm seriously worried about that. Sakuraba held a piece of karipan out to me.
食え。
I don't want it. Eat a knife. I shot him down. In the end, Kekyaku, there was nothing to do in school. Should I go home? But is it okay to be so easygoing? After Sunday, the world will roll back again. What should I do? What can I do? I wonder what Yoko-chan thought when she first found out. With what feelings did she leave that memo there? I was depressed. However, I live in this unpopulated bare world. Everything will be redone. Even if I work hard at the club. Even if I procure food. Even if I flee. 1 week. With that in mind, I went over it again. Even if I live into the fullest. Is there any meaning in that? Empty thoughts. I squatted down the hallway. Maybe this world is ideal for me. A world where mortal wounds aren't mortal. Back to normal in a week. Whoever I hurt, whoever I depend on, reset. I'll get close to Toko, then Mimi Senpai next. Which he actually did in the previous 2 routes. Then Kitty. Then Miki. Then Yoko-chan if I feel like it. Did he just describe the route order? Well... I don't know. Maybe... nah. Then Sakuraba. Not him. My eyes went numb. My eyes have no normalities. It doesn't impede my daily life, but every so often, the world starts to look strange. Why? Is it just me? My heart was exhausted, and for a while, I couldn't move. Is this skippable? See. Okay, no. Okay, looks like this is important. It was early summer last year when I met Shinkawa Yutaka, a summer in noisy cicadas. We bumped into one another coincidentally, and strangely a conversation sprung up. We just clicked. There were those in Gunjo who lived completely in their own world. There were those who hurt others easily. At some point, the world began giving birth to lunatics. Many of them hurt people. Sickness of the heart were no longer just one's own problem. The source was unknown. The government threw out a number of countermeasures to tackle it, but those weren't widely reported on. Yoko-chan said that they were moving in secret. Details unknown. At the very least, the world was being soaked in the last insanity. I understood that fact very well when I asked my own heart. That's why Gunjo Institute existed. As an isolated facility, someone being held back a year was a daily occurrence. But those who don't recover after several years get sent to yet another facility. Those people hardly need any contact with others. They're lacking the strength to live independently, but their hearts are already separated from those of other people. And that's why it's a little hard to make friends in Gunja, because it's hard to materialize a conversation. In one class, I guess there are about 10 people that you could have a real conversation with.
OK なんとかやっていけそうな気がしてきた
I wonder who was wrong. Was it me? Or was it him? I couldn't procure a conclusion, nor could I produce any tears. I can't. Not yet. So when I went home, no one was there. Mitsumi-san wasn't there. On days when I came back early, she'd warmly come and greet me, make dinner for me. She liked having the table full of cooked food. Masculine food. Must have been because of her job. It was luxurious and powerful. Damn it, I'm getting hungry. She told jokes along with me. She was a good person. But now the top of the table is void and flat. There was no cooked food steaming. Araheta. I brought some supplement from the Tasaki shop. Should I eat it? Ooh, I can't use the hot plate. There's some space in the garden used for parties, and I could bowl and dare, but too much trouble. Mendora. I ate it as it was. Well, I mean, some people do that, I guess. Okay, I was slightly distracted for a second. You'll note, menma is the Japanese condiment made from dried bamboo. It's the brown thing if you eat ramen. It has become void. Am I truly eating? Having humanity annihilated really is tough. They were convenient in a lot of ways. I lit a candle. I decided to write in my diary, like Hemingway somehow. I looked for a university notebook to use as a Nikki, but there wasn't one anywhere. Oh sure, I brought several. Inside the safe? I might as well check. My safe was meant to store erotic erohon. It was a fireproof safe, so even if something happens in the house, at least my eros will be preserved. I had to remember that Toko burned everything inside that too. She somehow sensed it. Anyway, I opened the safe to see what was inside. 30 minutes later, I closed the safe. There were no notebooks in there. No good. I lost a lot of time there. Seriously, when it comes to the contents of that safe... Damn those small pink sinful spaces. Sate, where did the notebooks go? I have no idea. Memory loss? It's okay, my memory's been polished like a main character. Ah, that's right. The notebooks I got for Yoko-chan. The best possible timing. She's got a kami on her side or something. I tore off the crinkly shrink wrap. Sate, it's right. I had no pen. I don't see it. Inside the safe, I opened the safe once again looking for the pen. 40 minutes later, I closed the safe. You just know what he did every single time. There was no pen. There was love. Even though I started early, these repeated battles have robbed it of all meaning. Damn dream box of boyish temptations. The pen had fallen to the side of my desk. I wrote in my Nikki. At one point, I needed a dictionary. By the way, there was no dictionary. I opened the safe. An hour and 27 minutes later, I closed the safe. I'm making too much of a hassle out of this. The Ultimate Hug Pillow product name just felt way too good. It's already past 10. Oh, in real life, it's also past 10. It's like 10:32. Anyway. Oh! My extra large candle had already gone out. Crap, I allotted too much time for this despondency. That's what joke items like hug pillows are. But I must write my diary. I lit a new candle and faced the notebook. I opened my eyes. Sunlight pierced through the window. I must have slept soundly. I didn't have a single dream. The time is 7 o'clock. There's no need to go to school. My body moved anyway. Breakfast hadn't been prepared, obviously. Mitsumi Obasan made being beautiful her career. She was also a great cook, but she was no longer here. She'd taken me in. We made a peaceful deal with Yoko-chan. I had plenty to be thankful for, but before I could fulfill my filial duty, she disappeared. 2 paper bags had been left on the table. The contents sandwichy. Yoko-chan. 1 bag was a single portion, and the other a double. 1 for breakfast and the other for lunch. The one for lunch had a double portion. The sight of her seemed cute. She's not all used to wooing people, because she's the type who can support herself alone. Even around me, an acquaintance of hers for 10 years, she was awkward. She'd be simply perfect if she just tried. Time to eat. Even so, I put my hands together toward the house in the evening. I met Yusa-chan a lot on this road. She really got attached to me. She was a ticklish existence. As much as I could, I was making great effort. Yusa-chan's existence helped heal me well. But now she's not here.
Yo.
It was Sakuraba. Yo.
腹が減った。
You're not eating?
1時間目の授業に備えている。
Is eating karepan your class?
カレーパンがなくなるその日まで。
Sakuraba decided coolly. Can't you just eat instant kare?
カレーは嫌いだ。
This guy really is an enigma. Why did he go out of his way to come here? It's not like his adaptation coefficient forced him. He must have pressured them with his father's resources. Meaningless.
Hmm?
I just comprehended how meaningless their existence is.
何？親父は俺こそ世界そのものだと言っていたんだぞ。
Well, used to say, your past was far too common.
不思議な言われ方だ。
Kama's disappearance will be mourned.
おかげで俺は楽々通学。
You put more effort into things. Buy some effort with that money of yours. Then after making an effort, take some damage for once.
難儀な注文を。
Sakuraba and I walked to school. Then,
ヘクシ。
a hexagon?
夏風邪か？
It was a sneeze.
ん？
Sakuraba's eyes filled with a slight surprise over what he was gazing at. A bridge that had been built between me and Sakuraba. One end on my uniform, right around the stomach. Oh, this is like the whole Yusa conversation. The other end was Sakuraba's nose. Sumari, he lapped invisibly. A bridge of mucus. The high viscosity fluid. Stretch into a suspension bridge. This was my reasoning. At the moment of the sneeze, a mucus bullet fired faster than the Shinkansen. That's true. Hit my uniform. The boy who formed a bullet from the strongest adherent fluid tried to suck it back into his nostrils, and instead of snapping as one would expect, the junction was lucky enough to hold together and form a bridge. He finally seems to understand. This is a mirror of the Yusa stuff. Wait. He finally seems to have understood his situation. He made a refreshed face. He didn't move at all. Right now, he's probably thinking about how refreshed his nose must feel now, or something like that. I bet money on that. Nah, mucus guy. I conferred an infantile nickname upon him.
Huh?
Does this result from utmost laxity? Sakuraba was bouncing. You, oh my. I had to plant some new traumas on this brat. He needs to come a little closer to being a Kunjo kid. My Atlantean blood boiled. I calmly took out my handkerchief, faster than Sakuraba could react. First, I covered Sakuraba. He repeated the same thing he did for Yusa-chan. Except this time for a dude. First, I covered Sakuraba's nose with it. He even made the... Gave up a damn disgusting moe voice. After severing the base, I alternated several times between wiping his nose and folding my handkerchief. Then I retrieved the mucus bridge and lightly wiped my own uniform. Then I returned the handkerchief to my pocket. At least I tried to, before shoving it into Sakuraba's face. Hmm?
それは少々汚くないか？
It's fine. I smiled cheerfully. Since it's you, I rubbed it into him.
おうおうおうおうおうおうおう
You can call it a scene from hell. This isn't a handkerchief that someone as cute as me can use right after getting into bed crying. I informed him in a blackish tone of voice. Sakura's body shook. The sensation of the viscous fluid must have shorted out his brain. With a handkerchief stuck to his face, he fell to the ground. Sneezing hexagonally is fine, but you should be careful about summer colds, Sakura-kun. I ground his head into the pavement with my foot, then started walking again. Seriously, mataka.
またお前との思い出が一つできたな。
He walked beside me calmly. Take a little damage. I've won Sakura's friendship with a single handkerchief. Kitty was standing in the hallway. Kitty-chin. She glared at me. I glared back, unyielding. A party of gazes. One pressured animosities clashed and swirled at midpoint. Damn you, little girl! My hand entered my breast pocket, telling her I was going to pull out a weapon. Actually, I just needed to scratch my nipple. Kitty watched me oversensitively, and I slipped her hand in her pocket. She also has a weapon. With my hand still in my pocket, I further increased my eye strength. She didn't take her hand out of her pocket either. Deadlock. Quick and draw. Whoever moved first would be killed. Then into that came Miki, wiping her hands on her way out of the bat room.
トイレしてた隙に修羅場になってる。
I'll save you, Miki.
囚われている設定になっている。下がって。いや、だから。
Kitty lowered her hips. I relaxed my shoulders. I took out my hand. An empty hand. I showed her my defenseless state. The bluffs end here, Kitty-chin. And that arm, I say. You too must stop these meaningless acts of bravado. I'm endlessly cool when I started a line with I say. My alias for a pure love aristocrat isn't just for show. Kitty took out her hand. She was gripping a crossbow. She already has the crossbow this early on. What? Holy shit, she already has her crossbow here this early on. What the fuck, man? She was already out for blood this early on. Buckmaster's mark point crossbow. Mate. That's just too weird. There's no way something so big could fit in your pocket. She held the crossbow up silently. I could tell that on the other side of the skull, Kitty was aiming for my heart. I felt a keen gaze. You're aiming at the heart the Tin Man wanted so badly.
動かないでください。撃ちますよ。
Miki lost her head as well. Surrender! Surrender! I raised both hands.
狙いやすくなった。
She reestablished her aim. No, stop! I shook my head violently. I felt like crying. Actually, I was crying.
キリチンまずいよ。逮捕されちゃうよ。警察もういないし。あ、そっか。
She went quiet. Don't agree with that.
膝をついて手を頭の後ろに。
I obeyed.
次どうしよう。
She whispered with Miki. I could hear it.
総解除は何も持ってないみたい。
Thinking,
ああ、こんなのはどう？
whispering.
わかった。
Kitty nodded. She looks cool, but she's really stuck fast to Miki. And she'll do whatever she says. That's my way out. Since it's Miki, there's no mistake she'll let me escape because of all the long years that I've loved her.
はいつくばってワンと泣いてください。
Miki! An evil smile. I'm being punished for my sexual harassment.
早く。
There's no stopping her. And crawl around on the floor.
やる気が感じられなかったのでリテイク。
Yeah! A final coding is shame. I guess it's a basic tenet of torture, but having it done to me is rough.
リテイクです先輩。
Wow, 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 wow. How can you complain about that?
4回も泣けと言ったって。
Hey!
誰が4回も泣けと言いましたか？
Okay, I get it. Now, which of your shoes should I lick?
タメ口？
Please, let me lick them, Hime-kun. I touched my forehead to the ground.
靴が汚れるのでいいです。
Oh, hey!
さあ、次はヌードショーですよ。
Miki has become a demon.
下を脱ぐのです。
Yeah, not my body.
命と低層とどっちが大切なんですか？
Miki had awakened in the person of the strong. I was down to one layer of panties. Kitty's face turned red. What's next?
決まっています。私は下を脱ぎなさいと。
Are you sure? I asked seriously. Do you know what it would mean to expose this?
この後に及んで脅しですか？
So idiotic. Little do you know how fearsome this thing is. Unlike that crossbow, this isn't some cute thing that is untrained, that the untrained can easily control. It greedily devours those cold virgins, even though their membranes, to no end. It is truly a demon. If you release it once, it is certain that the radiance of the world's virgins will disappear.
いやまいごとを。ねえ、私も別に見たくない。キリチンは黙ってて。
Dejected. Miki was serious. Do you intend to return all to nothing?
そうだと言ったら？
What? You are calling yourself a scientist.
科学とは突き詰めるもの。科学とは近畿の先を進みゆくもの。話全然見えない。背後を見ながらの科学に意味はないんですよ、教授。
Have you sold your soul to the devil?
そう、アインシュタインのようにです。
This won't end. I touched my nipple. To think I had to use this blasting switch. Kitty lowered her crossbow and entered the bathroom.
爆破スイッチ？
That's right. I cannot allow this superb specimen of a demon to be released into the world. There will be peace to all ladies, wives, and children. I'm so sorry. Forgive your foolish fathers. What's wrong with this? The device won't function.
あなたの行動などとうにお見通しだったのですよ。配役変わってるし。
Kitty returned from the bathroom and idly re-aimed her crossbow. The casting. Damn it! What a thing to happen!
絶対絶命ですね。
Did you forget that there are two nipples? Ground in science, you neglected human engineering. Miki-kun, you have lost.
させるか。
Miki jumped onto Kiri.
ちょっと。
A small warning light shone on her forehead. Kitty quickly shifted the point. The arrow flew. Huh? As one would expect, even though I was watching it, I couldn't react to it. It grazed the side of my cheek. I turned around to see it sticking to the hallway wall.
すいません、教授。
No, Kyoju, that's dangerous. That was really dangerous.
いや。
Don't give me you. I have cold sweat. I thought I was gonna die.
ごめんなさい。
No, it's okay, since I'm alive. Right, Kitty-chin? Kitty stared blankly. Doesn't Kitty-chin also have an apology for me? You tried to take my life. You can't sweep this away as a joke.
それは。
That's それは... I can see complications. Man, considering in the other rounds she straight up did try to kill him. I'm sorry, right? Here's what. Jesus Christ. For her to say sorry is enough to make her cry. Was the idea that unpleasant? Where's my sorry?
ごめん。
The moment she tried to push out those words, I very much wanted to recite it. Actually, it's okay. I'll take my own sign of apology. Yeah. Akesuke. I heard the onomatopoeia. The nonsense sound akesuke might be a pun based on the akeru, to open, and sukebe, letter. Did you see? This is the epitome of skirt flipping, the parachute death sentence. At the moment, the fingers grab cloth to access the skirt, joints in 24 places throughout the body simultaneously, engage and produce the minimum turbulence within the bewitching closed space of the lower half of a girl's body. With this action, the unflipped skirt is maintained in a parachute shape, exposing underwear to the eyes of the masses with a duration several times longer than that of any ordinary skirt flip.
先輩は人じゃないんですね。もう。
However, that over-long time of nakedness causes the level of shame to skyrocket, and at the final moments of the parachute's effective time will become a death sentence against my very life, a move done in exchange for one's life. That is the parachute death sentence.
大変なんですね、変態さんも。どうして戻らない。
Kitty pushed down on her fluttering skirt, but when she pushed, it simply puffed higher up. Even left alone, the skirt continued to expose her underwear in a jellyfish shape, almost as if wind was blowing up from below her. A double-edged sword. There's no guarantee that friends will remain friends after this. Make the most of this lesson, Kitty-chin.
スカートがふわふわ浮いて、ちょっと何これ。すご技ですね。
Lovely, Kitty-chin. I gave her a thumbs up. Kitty-chin was flustered. If this had been done in public, she might have died in agony. A secret technique indeed. Since it won't move Kyoko-chan at all, it really isn't a skirt flip without the girl rushing to unflip it. At long last, the skirt floated back down. She's sweating a lot. The time needed to perform the parachute death sentence is no more than 0.05 seconds. So once more, I shall let you see the process by which I put a hand on Kitty-chin's skirt.
久々に足技が出ました。
Yeah! Her downward kick changed its path and zigzags on the way down. That was true turbulence in her kick. Oh!
あなたは異常です。
I was being treated as abnormal.
行こう、ミキ。
She was fuming. And there she goes.
先輩のチャレンジ精神は尊敬します。
Yes, we never know when a human will die. Well, you two live on freely and
う
easily.
ーす。しかし、仲悪いですね、お二人は。
We both smiled really. Kitty and I are enemies slash friends in our love for Miki Miki.
そうですね。すごく好敵手ですよね。
She said flatly.
ミキ？はーい。じゃあ先輩、またまたいつか。
I returned her farewell with an awkward smile. Mickey ran, catching up to Kitty. I tried going to the roof. The time was past 10 o'clock. Well, it's not like we have classes. I just wanted to come into contact with the school somehow. I just wanted the taste of the of our empty daily lives, like a mental stabilizer. There was no one on the roof. But that's wrong. Club, is that what this is? I looked up at the antenna. People disappear from the world, and we were individuals unable to unite. Though, even if we had united, it wouldn't change our powerlessness. Along with our individual problems, this heavy situation made our hearts screech. Maybe direct sunlight is dangerous. Alarm clocks rolled around me. They must be senpais. Their alarms were set 5 minutes from now. They should wake her up. Maybe senpai isn't the time to oversleep. I faced the stairs while curling my fingers around the wire netting, which protected against falls and suicides. Hmm? In one area, the wires were fragile. I pushed against slightly, and they fell apart. If I put my whole my body weight onto it, I'd fall, which did happen, unlike the previous route. The Abunai. This is a major administrative problem, since there are many in Unjo living in their own fantasies. Well, it should be fine with the current members. None of us are obstructed from living our daily lives. I slowly faced the stairs. I opened the door. Behind me were alarm clocks and heard Senpai's strange voice. I smiled and let him close the door behind me. Satte. Bokatsu. Okay, try to go to the club room. The club room. I thought Tomoki might be there, but it was empty. I'm sure he was working hard on his club activities, which would mean he's somewhere in town right about now. Based on the notebooks, this world will only continue for a week, so his efforts will be in vain. But I couldn't get in the state of mind to tell him that, because I felt that the meanings behind Tomoki's club and Senpai's club were somehow different. In that case, try going to the first year classroom. Okay. Miki and Kitty were there. Do you have any food?
残念ながら
What about that bento? Oha. Meatballs. Niku. What's I forgot what meatballs in Japanese. Never mind. Hey, why do you have such things in
キリチンが作ったのですよ。飯盒とかで
Rice balls often contain dried plums and other things to add flavor, but meatballs are a very strange choice. Oh yeah, literally my lunch literally my lunch was rice balls. Anyway, today's lunch. Anyway, that's nice.
先輩の分はありません
He said flatly. Aren't there quite a few there?
多いですよね
It seems quite clear that there are enough for
し
three.
かしなぜか先輩のはないんです
Innocence growled. Then let's barter.
トレードですな
Solid and gummy candies, handmade. Their eyes could change color.
手作り
By Yoko-chan though. By the list of things, they are low in sugar and are good for your looks. The gummies are made from cognac jelly, 0 calories. Oh, cognac jelly is 0 calories. It's said that it's noodles that you can eat and you still lose weight because they literally have 0 calories on them.
ゼロカロリー
Yay! Yatta! Exchange complete. Accomplished. Give me a second. I need to check something. God damn it, why do I feel so hungry right now? Almost, oh man, it's like 10:59. Too late to get some food. I mean, I could, but like, I mean, I do have soup. I could probably eat some soup. Okay, Matt.
ママの味がするするねミルクだねだね
Though that's a stalker's flavor.
ほっぺが笑いのほっぺが
Dear girls, thanks to that I had rice. I am, after all, Nihonjin. Delicious. Kirichin has a talent for cooking,
おかずはレトルトなんで
but they're delicious.
作らないとミキがいつまでもお菓子をお菓子好きだもん
We both seem to be laboring over food.
ええ
Kirichin, let's get married.
不可能です嫌ですじゃなくて不可能らしいですよ先輩
I'm on fire.
水かけますよ
Again?
お菓子はもっとあるのですか
There are cookies, sables, and more. Yoko-sensei is good at making sweets. Sable is a French word for a kind of cookie with twice that normal portion of butter. I probably ate that before, but I just don't know what it was called. I'm so hungry. Oh, I did eat this before. Oh, shit, I'm so hungry, man.
へえ、意外。
They seem to keep well.
恋人なんですよね。
Huh? Me and Yoko-chan?
それはミキも気になりすぎてました。食事も手につきません。
Aren't her cheeks stuffed? So spoke the girls, storing up midsummer fat. Well, we did live together once.
同棲。
They were staying? I don't know how to pronounce it. No, not the same as cohabitation. Basically, we had no parents, and Mutsumi-san adopted both of us. She's my guardian. You could say we were like siblings, but I don't think of it that way. She doesn't think of that way either, considering the stuff they did 10 years ago. That's why Yoko-chan was chased out.
へえ、初耳。怪しい関係だと思っていたのに。
No, it was actually suspicious. Very suspicious. Well, about that, we're not blood relatives.
瀬倉先輩も謎が多い人ですよね。
I couldn't agree more. Now, I have some special 1,000-year candy here, so everyone get in the mood for 753 festival. Sanchigo-san. Sanchigo-san is a traditional festival celebrating 5-year-old boys, 3 or 7-year-old girls. Oh, I heard about this.
千歳飴だ。
He'll now continue. One part of this festival is the Chitose Ame, or 1,000-year candy, which symbolizes longevity for children. Oh, okay. Kiri took it from me.
おー、何するだ。お菓子だけじゃダメ。自分だって食べてたくせに。ちゃんとご飯食べる。健康管理。これからは自分でしないといけないんだよ。何ですか？いやらしい目でじっと見て。
Saying decent. I only thought that you make a good combo.
花ちゃんたちですから。
So much so that I want to make you debut.
今デビューしてもな。最高8枚までしか売れないね。ミリオンは夢のまた夢。じゃあ私2枚買ってあげる。じゃあこっちも2枚買う。10枚でね。うん、10枚。2桁。
He chuckled. They really are intimate. Their behavior refreshed me just a tiny bit. But yeah, this is the first time we see Kitty, act so cheerful. I walked home. In the end, I spent the day doing nothing. Maybe it's because I knew everything would be reset. I just couldn't get into it. Besides, even after going to school, I didn't feel any liveliness or prosperity. The world was becoming a shell. You can't call this a world with only 8 people. An eternal summer. Are we the remnants of humanity trapped in an eddy of time? Or perhaps a different meaning? I stood still partway up the hill. The grove of trees on the side of the road. I remember. Shinkawa Yutaka was staring at the grove of trees. I moved toward Shinkawa and called out to him. What's wrong? Shinkawa was sweating. It didn't look like summer sweat. I stepped back. A kuruma came. Shinkawa! Shinkawa was run over and killed. That traumatized me. Nothing like that happened. It's the Tasaki shop's pickup. Jesus Christ, that was like a... Anyway. That flashy guy passed by slowly at 30 kilometers per hour. The old man with rich facial features waved his hand at me, saying thanks for everything. Since I'm one of his customers. I turned to him. Thanks for all the Showa era beverages. Nip. I don't know. Pepper Captain. Gatorade. Legendary soft drinks. As a former railway otaku, I guess it makes sense he'd be maniacal about his business. I don't know how he supplies them. Anyway, Shinkawa didn't die. He's just peachy. You were hovering between life and death just now. If I had to grab onto your arm like that, those great brain cells of yours would have made gory painting on the asphalt. Shinkawa was shaking. Shinkawa?
悪い
He regained his senses.
なんか雑木林の奥とか見てたらすげえ気分悪くなってきて昔からそうなんだけどさわけわかんねえんだけど
He covered his face as he stood up and looked dizzy for a while. Then he looked up at the blue sky inside as if panting.
俺足が片方あんま動かなくてさ
I thought his obstacles were external. There aren't many in Gunjo, but there were students with long-standing external obstacles. But Yutaka's different. It might really be internal, if I think about it now. Within the forest, closed space surrounded by trees. It's a weakness of mine too. A long time ago, something happened which dug into the wounds of my heart. I was able to understand Shikawa's feelings, and therefore a little bit of my own. As usual, Mutsumi Oba-san wasn't there, which was obvious. So she died. No, did she die? The theory that all humanity is playing Kakurembo is still standing. It's an absurd enough theory to make one ask whether the better part of my brain was cracked, but I had no basis on which to deny it. To sacrifice industry, energy, and media just to play Kakurembo, humanity truly is broken. We're saying that they were annihilated, but actually they disappeared. That aside, the kind Mutsumi Oba-san won't come out. I couldn't feel any sense of family from this house. It was thin to begin with, but it was completely gone now. I peeked into the bathroom. 3 tomatoes were floating in the washtub filled with water. Tomatoes. I was surprised. I didn't put them in there. I ate them right away. Fresh tomatoes. I put them in my mouth and broke through them at once. Delicious enough to stretch my cheeks. Anyway, there's no food in this house. Mutsumi Oba-san would buy them off the shelf on the way home from work. So there were a few opportunities to cook and no standing ingredients to do it with. Though I have a feeling there were some potatoes. Jesus, I should have bought some potatoes today. He was talking about making some baked potatoes the other day, the other upload. Man, it's been a while since I had those. Shit. Anyway, I saw a note left on the table. There isn't not what the fuck? There's double negatives here. There isn't dinner. There's no dinner. Just say there's no dinner. What's the double negatives there? Anyway, Yoko-chan. She's trying to reel me in with food, plainly. If she thought about it calmly, she'd know whether it would work on me or not. Off I go. There was no question that I was going. I lit the candle. I wrote in the diary. I wrote in detail. For the next week, Wednesday, Newton burst out laughing as I weighed the laws of inertia by going to school. I walk over the hills. The gradients are always tough. My walking slows down. I finally came to a flat place. Roasted by a hunch, my consciousness heated up. My body moved faster than my rationality. I turned around. Not here. But I felt someone's presence. That's it. It's Nanaka. After I went to the Hokora, she had shown herself once. She knows what's happening to this world. So why aren't I searching for Nanaka? Probably because I won't find her. I'll never find Nanaka. Never. I just had that feeling. The gate to prevent runaways had a certain impression to it. For now, let's say it was great. Why can't they let us run away? Because there's a possibility that it will hurt people. Well, it is a type of half isolation facility. You can relax. The dangerous people have all been destroyed. There are only 8 people in the world. The ordinary townsfolk were also destroyed, so there won't be any casualties. Well, that's another self-depreciating gags. I passed through the gates, which were more like a dead shellfish stuck open. I left my things in the classroom. Oh yeah? Toko was there. Well, if you think about it, at this point, Toko should be like super hungry and doesn't know what to do. But she was able to show up at the end of like fucking... Oh, maybe Yoko-chan was giving her food or something. I don't know, because... Yoko can't cook for shit, so I actually don't know how she's surviving. But on the first few days, she was just She was just trying to tough it out, but obviously that wasn't working out. Oh, it's an hour. Let me end the scene, and I'm gonna call it in for the night. Toko wasn't here. It was there, and I thought she was coming. The usual window seat. Ojo-sama wasn't there. I felt uneasy. Please, don't take any unusual actions. A wishful thought. I left my satchel there and wandered around the school, starting the third day of usual. Sumari of being filled with hollow feelings. That's right. I'll go to the first year classroom. The Mikiri combo might be there. There's no one here. I looked around and found both of their belongings left on their desks. They had come. Were they somewhere inside the building? Now that I think about it, school is at the midpoint between Kiri and Miki's houses. This school that they use might be perfect for a rendezvous point, no matter what they're doing. I looked out the window. I saw the pool. They were playing, having fun. Faint voices reached me.
ダメだってばダメそらそら避けることもできないかだって水の中じゃない髪濡れる濡れちゃうからどこが濡れるってなんかおじさんっぽい心はおじさんなのてりゃ髪が仕返し
I was watching a happy scene.
のてりゃりゃくらえなんて食らわないもんはあビート板使うの禁止縦だよつる髪の長さが違う分ハンでいるもん
What kind of excuse is that? I forced a smile.
けど片手になった分攻撃力は下がってるしもうた狩りの時間だ狩猟解禁
While splashing around, they negotiated with water. So innocent. My heart leaped. That innocence had touched me. I pushed my heart unconsciously. It's not like my soul is among my internal organs, but what I felt had hit my real heart. That made me happy.
転んだずぶ濡れどんくさい鈍いいったなおや濡れたらもう泳げるもんね接近戦はダメ平泳ぎでクロールに勝てるもんかあたふたあたふた水浸しにしてやるダメ濡れたら髪がワカメになるワカメちゃんにしてやるまずそら
The sound of splitting water, the unceasing laughter. It made me think of gentle, soft, flowing time. A scene from a kind world. I think I'll write this in my Nikki, so that I won't forget this feeling. I'll watch the two girls play for a very long time. Tomoki was there, inside the health room. Tomoki! Oh wait, you know what? I want to end it here. I'm really hungry and I should go to sleep afterwards, after that snack. But yeah, we'll continue tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, that's it for this playthrough. Anyway, I hope you guys are watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Ciao. Wait, let me save. Alright, I'll see you guys. Ciao.